Giant python versus adult gorilla. The unbelievable clash between muscle and coil. Before we start the encounter, imagine this battle in your mind and guess who would win. Share your prediction in the comments. If your guess is correct, I'll talk about it in my next video. Deep within the animal kingdom's hidden corners, far from the controlled reality of the natural order, lies a theoretical confrontation that challenges both science and imagination. A giant python, master of ambush, constriction, and silent patience, faces off against an adult gorilla, a symbol of strength, intelligence, and social dominance. This hypothetical duel is a clash between a cold-blooded constrictor and a warm-blooded mammal, inviting us not only into a wilderness of trees and shadows, but also into a battle of biomechanics, evolution, strategy, and pure survival. This is not simply a contest of size or strength. It is an evolutionary collision shaped by millions of years of adaptation. One survives by hiding and strangling, the other by dominance and intelligence. In this scenario, we aim to examine every scientific, psychological, and strategic aspect of this imaginary yet biologically grounded confrontation, investigating who would win, under what conditions, and most importantly, why. Giants of the forest, the adult gorilla. Adult male gorillas, especially silverbacks, are among the strongest primates in the world. A silverback gorilla weighs between 135 and 220 kilograms, 300 to 485 pounds, and stands 1.6 to 1.8 meters, 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 11 inches, tall when upright. But the gorilla is defined not just by size, but also by strength. With muscle density much higher than humans, gorilla arms can lift over 800 kilograms in lab simulations. It has nearly unrivaled physical power among mammals. However, this creature is not just raw power. Gorillas are animals of high intelligence and emotional complexity. They form social bonds, think strategically, and even show empathy. Their cognitive abilities rival those of great apes, and in captivity, they have demonstrated tool use, sign language communication, and problem-solving skills. In the wild, this intelligence helps them navigate complex social structures and dangerous terrains. Despite their size and strength, gorillas are not predators. Their diet is primarily herbivorous, consuming fruits, leaves, and bamboo shoots. They live in tight social groups led by an alpha silverback. When threatened, they display power through chest beating, roaring, and posturing. But physical conflict is a last resort. They are defensive, not aggressive unless provoked. The silent killer, the giant python. In the other corner, the giant python lies coiled silently. Its fearsome reputation stemming not from speed or appearance, but from terrifying silence. This is no average snake. It's a hypothetical supersized python resembling reticulated or Burmese pythons, but much larger. Weighing over 200 kilograms, 440 pounds, and more than 7 meters, 23 feet long, this snake is pure muscle. Every coil a deadly trap. Pythons are constrictors. They rely on strength and patience rather than venom. Motionless, hidden in low bushes or trees, they strike with lightning speed. Once their jaws lock onto prey, their coils engage. With every breath the prey exhales, the python tightens. Blood flow stops, organs collapse, bones break. Death is silent and merciless. The python's anatomy is an evolutionary marvel. Its body is a living rope of muscle, supported by hundreds of ribs that allow precise control over every movement. Its jaws unhinge and expand to swallow prey larger than its head. Most impressively, its metabolism adjusts to the prey size, slowing digestion for weeks if necessary. Though not as intelligent as a gorilla, the python is an expert hunter. In ambush scenarios, it can kill animals much larger than itself, including deer, pigs, and even crocodiles. The question is, can it kill a gorilla? In this imaginary encounter, both animals have their natural weapons and defense mechanisms. While the python is a master constrictor, the gorilla possesses incredible physical strength, intelligence, and endurance. Biomechanics of the battle now. Let's scientifically examine the physical abilities of both animals through anatomy, physiology, and field observations. A gorilla's punch delivers between 1,300 and 2,700 newtons of force, enough to break bones. Its bite force exceeds 1,300 pounds per square inch, greater than a lion's. Its hands are massive, dexterous, and can grip with hundreds of pounds of force. These features could be lethal in close combat, especially if the gorilla lands the first strike or delivers a precise blow to the python's spine or skull. The python, however, is not designed to strike and flee. It is built for constriction. A single constricting coil applies several psi of pressure over large body areas, causing suffocation or circulatory collapse. Unlike venomous snakes that bite and wait, the python's killing method is immediate and close contact, a battle of endurance and positioning. In terms of endurance, the python seems to have the advantage. It can survive long periods with low oxygen and does not tire like warm-blooded animals. The gorilla, having a mammalian metabolism, tires faster in prolonged fights, especially if constricted. However, in short bursts of strength and speed, the gorilla dominates. Tactics and environment. The deciding factor. The environment where this hypothetical fight occurs changes everything. In open terrain, the gorilla's mobility provides an advantage. It can run, climb, leap, and reposition. If it spots the snake early, it may strike first, smashing its head with a rock or throwing it into trees. The gorilla's intelligence and tool use could provide unexpected advantages, such as wielding sticks as weapons or stomping deliberately. But in dense forest underbrush, the python becomes almost invisible. It can wait silently for hours or days. One mistake, a wrong step or momentary distraction, could cause the gorilla to be coiled before it reacts. In such a scenario, the snake's patience and camouflage prevail. Also, the gorilla's social nature can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. While in a troop, the silverback would risk itself to protect others. But in a one-on-one fight, the gorilla stands alone, relying only on instinct and raw strength. Psychological warfare and sensory advantage animals don't experience war like humans but perform psychological displays. Fear, aggression, and intuition all play a role in combat. A gorilla confronted by a giant snake may show fear or curiosity. Its intelligence helps recognize danger, but may also cause hesitation. Unaccustomed to killing, the gorilla might not fully commit to a lethal fight, causing delay. The python is fearless. It shows no mercy. It moves with mechanical precision and does not hesitate. This is an advantage in ambush, but a disadvantage in open confrontation. It cannot strategize or adapt mid-fight like the gorilla. Sensory-wise, pythons have heat-sensitive pits on their jaws that detect warm-blooded animals even in darkness. This provides a stealth advantage. Gorillas rely heavily on sight and hearing, which can be disadvantageous in low-visibility environments. Simulation. The battle begins twilight in a tropical forest. A gorilla searches for food alone, briefly separated from its troop. The python lies silently coiled beneath ferns, waiting for prey. The gorilla hears a rustle. Instinct kicks in. It stops. The python strikes. If the python's initial bite misses a limb or neck, the gorilla retaliates furiously. A powerful arm swing sends the snake flying. The gorilla screams, chest beating to assert dominance. But the snake recovers, coils low, and attacks again. The gorilla climbs a tree, trying to reach higher ground. The snake follows, slower but relentless. Or, in another version, the snake bites and coils before the gorilla can resist. Muscles squeeze the gorilla's chest. It roars and thrashes, slamming the python against rocks. Ribs break, breath fades. But just as the gorilla weakens, it desperately bites the snake's skull, piercing bone. The snake convulses and releases. Both collapse. One dies, the other barely survives. Conclusion. Who wins? There is no clear winner in this hypothetical fight, because nature is not built on duels, but based on biology and behavior. In open areas with early detection, the gorilla has the upper hand. It is stronger, smarter, and more agile. In dense forest and ambush, the python wins. It hides and excels with constriction power. If the gorilla uses tools or attacks first, the snake is vulnerable. If the snake gets the uninterrupted first coil, the gorilla is helpless. In most evenly matched one-on-one cases, victory depends not on strength, but on timing. Duration of the fight. When a python coils around its prey, the constriction process completes within minutes. If the gorilla cannot escape within the first few minutes, its chance of survival is very low. Intelligence difference. The gorilla has a more complex intelligence than the python's simple instinctual hunting mechanism. This intelligence provides a significant survival advantage. Habitat conflict. These two animals rarely share natural habitats. Therefore, such a confrontation is extremely rare in the wild. However, this situation has intrigued scientists when it could occur in an uncontrolled environment like a zoo. This encounter reminds us that survival in nature is not always about strength. Sometimes silence matters, sometimes intelligence, and sometimes it's about not being seen until it's too late.